So we have here some games when we got St. Mary down a point to San Diego, 50-49. With 7:22 to go in the fourth. St. Mary's had a 23-8 deficit in the third quarter. It's really what hurt them. It's Portland up 57-40 with 7 seconds to go. Pacific gonna beat Washington Pepperdine, 54-32. Pacific's gonna go to 6-4. Looks like in 10-10. Oregon State 44-43 with 6:42 to go. In the fourth, Santa Clara 58-40 over Loyola Marymount with 6:23 to go. UT Arlington 45-43 over CLU at the end of fourth quarter. UC Irvine had a 7-0 deficit in the fourth quarter, but they had a 10-point lead in that fourth quarter. Cal State Northridge 61-55 over Yale beat 215 in the third. 55-52 Idaho State beat over Sacramento State in the 34-33 Fullerton over Bakersfield at halftime. And California leads Sanford 28-15. 17-11 San Diego over Santa Barbara at 11:15 Eastern, which is midnight Eastern. It's going to start 7 Hawaiian time. UC was taking Hawaii. So we have all these games in TV timeouts. Let's actually we'll go to Irvine at Beach then. Or we'll go to Northridge at Beach, excuse me. Go to Northridge at Beach. At the beach. And the beach State is down 4 here.
Another one here for Orgy, trying to at least get one on this trip.
I was gonna say, I'm so shocked. I was like, no lane violation?
She got faked out a little there by the free throw mechanics.
Yeah, definitely.
Should note, too, that most of this quarter, Espajo and Edwards have been on the bench. They each have 4 fouls now. Gets the free throw. So the lane violation leads to a point. Pass underneath for Tucker. Tucker, foul. Foul there against Cox, her second.
Let's go back to the Beavers and the Dons. It should be all the media right now. Should be all the media at least.
Over something that they actually did. They took care of it very well in Corvallis.
Paparonis giving it up, 2 to shoot. Paparonis has got to fire it now. And Ree's in there for the rebound.
And for San Francisco right now, even though it's a 3-point lead, it can feel like it's a lot more than that. So they have to make sure that they just emphasize getting stops and scores.
Bahena working the angle right there. Yeah, when you give up a 12-point lead, being down 5 feels sometimes like 15 or 20. San Francisco's lost 4 in a row. Oregon State tries to bounce back from a home loss to Portland. The Beavers will go to Pacific on Saturday. They've already played in Stockton this year. Kind of an odd scheduling hitch. Big block for Reese.
And earlier when Francisco was being successful against this Oregon State zone, they were still penetrating to the middle and getting those paint touches either from passes. Now it's almost non-existent. Everything is just sitting out on the perimeter.
Six to shoot. Villeda worth the rebound.
And that's a good defensive possession that they now have to turn into a little bit of momentum.
Queta for 3. Yes! 2-point game.
Keita, a huge shot in Lecce. And Lecce, right now she's sitting at 9 assists. And when your team is in a position where you're looking for a little bit of a boost, the point guard is where it's going to come from more times than not.
Time to look for that 10th assist. Well, you have to wait a little longer. Keita has 8 points in her start. Leitchi's got 7. Worth has got 15. That's kind of a quiet 15 for her tonight.
And that's the media, or no, is that the media or no media? Maybe they're not going to have the media. Cool. Oh, let's see here. Oh my god. Yeah. Some beaches are runs in a timeout here. After Riverside came back, and we'll keep it at or Riverside and Irvine. Riverside, they're keeping Riverside in it. And Beach Power 3 to 22 for third quarter. They had a 10-point big score. So Pacific now is still up on Pepperdine. So they're still gonna lead Pepperdine. Here's the final scores.
The majority.
Actually, we'll keep it here
Reese.
in this one. We'll just keep it in this one because we have 3:20. Well, I mean, I'm not even focusing on this one, but we'll keep it here for a little bit. Oh wow, 8 weeks.
That's almost one that you want to give up. Just foul the big, send her to the free throw line instead of giving her an easy look right at the rim, too.
Makes the first now 2 of 3 tonight. On the year, Reese out of Adelaide in South Australia, 86% at the line. Gets both. Big for 3 throws. Back to a 2-possession Oregon State edge. Vucic, yes.
And like I mentioned, just with San Francisco not attacking the paint as much as they did Vucic that time, finding the gap, her teammates hitting her. It's also due to the space, so that time getting the nice midi.
Oregon State up 2. Has 8 to shoot. And nothing there on the jumper for Schimmel. San Francisco can tie or take the lead. Dons have a lot of options here. Keita's had a hot hand. Alley-oop to Worth. Draws the foul. Now Tyler Trimble's got to determine had she started her motion upward. Yep.
And Worth is traditionally a player that gets to the free throw line a lot. She's shooting a conference lead percentage from the line.
First visit tonight. That is so soft when it hits the net. She's 6 of 11 from the floor tonight. 7 rebounds. And for the tie. You almost feel the whole building goes silent as that ball lands. That's how soft her free throw is. 50-50 our score. What do you say here? First to 55 wins it? Beautiful catch and shoot from Marat. And it's gravel in the backcourt.
Great pressure by Schuler. She's been putting that full court pressure against Lecce a lot more in the second half, that time creating the turnover.
Reese will hold it. Hand it off to Schimmel. But Marat's hit some big shots tonight. She's in the lower right corner of your screen. Reese, that's going on Worth. Third on Worth, third on the team. The Dons only have one foul to give.
That time seemed like she was moving her feet, as we might have another one called against Freya Worth.
And we have a hard foul against Loeffler. So, we will have another game here for. Let's go to Irvine and Riverside. You're 50-45. Irvine up on Riverside here. In Irvine, California. University of California, Irvine. Or at the University of California. Irvine.
And step and speed to her, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're drawing something up to go to the basket. But when we're looking at, defense is going to lead to offense, so I'm interested to see, who they might be able to draw something up for. Not even draw something up for, but when Irvine is able to maybe force a turnover or force an empty possession, they don't have to score. They can really just take care of the ball, but it's going to be running out that clock. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at a play potentially drawn up for Polk. But Moderon's been a little quiet this game, so don't count her out either.
Anteaters shift into that extended zone. Trying to keep everything in front of them. Dangerous float, though. Rose, open from the wing. Lee, strong rebound, flying to the rim. A foul going against UCR, and as you talked about, they are in the bonus. So it's going to be free throws for Deja Lee.
Yeah, that foul going against Maya Chacona. She's coming in from the corner, but because her elbow and the way her hand, I know she's only looking at the ball, not really trying to go over Deja Lee's back. Those are one of those foul calls where, because Lee has the position on her, it's going to be a foul considering she's coming. She's Deja Lee able to convert on the first.
Sturdy, reliable captain, a leader on this UC Irvine team, and isn't always the loudest. Leads by example, by her actions. Always so calm and collected down the stretch, and it rubs off on her teammates as she gives the Anteaters an 8-point lead. Nearly tapped away. Polk knifing her way inside. Moderon's on the ground. In trouble. Was it last touched by the Anteaters? It appears that it was, as we dip inside a minute to play.
And Moderon's, I don't know if the ball is slippery on that one, but that was such a quick dump down. So close to being able to put it up and convert for two. The Highlanders have to work quick.
Chicano forces it up and in. So it does keep this a two-possession game with 52.7.
And it looks like we're going to take a 30-second timeout called. Coach Inouye wants to chat and make sure her team is going to score on this one.
And it's just so impressive when you look at this UC Irvine team. Since the 2020-2021 season, the Anteaters have combined for a league-leading 64-15 record. That's 81% in the Big West. In fact, during that stretch, they haven't lost more than 4 conference games in a season, and they've only been swept in the Big West regular season series twice. Both came against Hawaii last year and in 2022. They've been so impressive, really, over the last 5 seasons.
Right, and this is a team where I think they understand the direction their program, where they want to go. And Coach Inouye, every given night, I'm sure we'll have a chat after the game. on the broadcast network, she's definitely going to be, I won't say satisfied, but glad that they finished out. But she's going to have some notes that really just shows that she thinks this team not has a long way to go, but they've been working and the work is showing.
Williams had to wrestle it away from Polk. This is going to turn to a free throw game. Olivia Williams has been great from the free throw line. In fact, she's an 87.5%er. She had a streak of 24 straight free throws made going into the game at UC Riverside. It got snapped in that game. She missed a pair and had to start all over. But outside of that, she's been so reliable from the charity stripe. Does split, though. Remains a 7-point game.
Polk trying to get the ball down there, and Chicano is going to be able to convert on that one.
And that's always the advantage of the foul game, of the free throw game, because there aren't as many certainties as you think. It's just about trying to prolong the game and give yourself the most time to work with. Now, if you're in that huddle for UC Riverside, what is Coach Langston telling his team right now?
I'm sure they're trying to figure out who they want to foul to really not allow them to take too much time off the clock. So I'm sure you're looking at a chance to foul. I mean, granted, looking at all the players on the floor, you're trying to just pick one. After that foul, we'll take another look at the bucket here.
Are they looking at whether a foul was committed before the layup? Because right now, no, they adjusted the score. Initially, they had waived the 2 points. Now they adjusted 49-54. Williams, Hernandez, Lee, Hansen, and Tom, the 5 out. Rose, Polk, Hackley, Chicano, and Monterons for Riverside. Lee's in trouble. They got across the timeline. They got 1 second to do it. And just before the 10-second backcourt violation, the entire team kind of has to smirk a little bit. Coach Inoue was granted the timeout. Excellent backcourt pressure by UC Riverside on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, they're really trying to make it a point to give it their all. When you're going up a team that's at the top of the conference, it means a lot to be able to want to walk away with the win, but not just to win at this point, to have such a close score for this game really just shows this is the conference in the Big West. On any given night, any team can step up and come off with the victory. So I feel like tonight UCR is trying to show that we are competitors. We're going to compete until the clock is zeroed out.
Coach Inoue has talked about playing 4 quarters, staying locked in for all 40 minutes. They've got 35.6 seconds to stay focused here and try to extend their win streak to 5, which would match their longest of the season. They throw it away to Monterons. Senior Spaniard picks it up. Ducking back door is a wide open Chicano. And this is a 3-point game with 27.2 seconds. Coach Inoue livid about the repeated stoppages due to game clock errors. But all of a sudden, granted a 1-in-1 situation right now at the free throw line, UC Riverside is very much alive.
Very much alive. I mean, these are opportunities where whether you're going to, let UCI run the clock out, they're picking up the pressure. They understand that they have a chance to maybe not even try to win the game in the fourth quarter, but tie it and even prolong it, sending it to overtime.
And they want to get it to Summer Hansen, #1 free throw percentage in the Big West. They get it to her, gives it back to Lee. But she is triple teamed. Hansen just gets it off, and gloves for Amelia Scharf.
That was almost a football catch she did
Yes.
with her. Any football, baseball, I'm glad she caught the ball, is what I'm saying. That was potentially a turnover the way Summer Hansen had some pepper on that pass going to Amelia Scharf.
So Amelia Scharf, senior out of San Jose. So much experience. 82 consecutive games played here at UC Irvine. Keeps the window open. Makes it a 4-point game. Coach Inoue wants to call a timeout. Full timeout to draw up and set up for defense.
And Coach Inoue has showed multiple defenses tonight this game. We've seen a 1-3-1 coming out of a timeout. We've seen a super man-looking zone, and this zone has been something that's really deterred UC Riverside's ability to get points in the paint. They currently only have 6 points in the paint we talked about, compared to UC Irvine being able to dominate and pretty much do whatever they want out there.
This defense for UC Irvine has been the backbone and the identity of this team all season. As we've talked about, number 2 in the Big West and 24th nationally in opposing points per game. This is kind of right up their alley, Carolyn. A tight game, a low-scoring game. This is where they thrive.
Exactly, and one thing I talked about is the first team to 40. That's really what we want to see, and they do their part in making sure that not only are they the first team to 40, but making it even harder for their opponents to, like you mentioned, hit that 50, that average. So I would say kudos to this team. They put the pressure on early, but they are not done yet. They're definitely going to have to defend 19 more seconds if they want to come out with this win tonight.
Coach Inoue inserts Nevaeh Dean to replace Selma Hansen. Defense for offense. And now UC Riverside calls a timeout. They got a chance to look at the lineup out on the floor for UC Irvine. Obviously, they're going to go to Seneca Hackley, but in this position, are you trying to take the best and the first open look you can? Is there some strategy if you're going for 2 versus for 3? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like obviously in this situation, you've got to hit a 3-point shot, but you only have 19 seconds. So it really starts where do you get the ball inbounded? That's going to really determine, the time and the options you have. If we're able to throw a baseball pass and get into the other side of the half court, which is very risky against such a defensive, aggressive team like Irvine, that's an option too. But to trust yourself to dribble through the pressure they're probably going to put on as soon as you catch that ball, I think your options vary. But I believe you're going to have to get a 3-point shot. I mean, an and 1-3 would be a beautiful look for them, but it's definitely something where you either have a 4-point play or it's going to have to be a quick 3. And I do believe they get to advance the ball in this one too, so you don't have to worry about actually that half court.
Now, the only positive, though, if you're UC Riverside, even if you do only score a 2, it's not a surefire thing that Irvine is going to hit from the free throw line. They haven't hit everything here in the fourth. But they got to score quickly. Rose throws it away. Not what you would have wanted if you are the Highlanders. A gift back to the Anteaters.
Definitely a gift there. I mean, it seems like she was throwing it where she expected her teammate to be.
Tom throws it into Dean. Not a bad person to potentially foul. It's stolen by Moderons. Hackley, 3-point is blocked. No, a foul on Hernandez with 3.5. And if that's behind the 3-point line, we'll see if it's either a long 2 or a 3. That's what they're looking at right now. And Hernandez decided to contest the shot. Seneca Hackley tonight at the free throw line, 6 for 8 as they add a couple more seconds, 5.5. Let's take one more look.
Yeah,
Tough to see from that angle. Certainly a foul. The question is whether that foot is on the line and looked to be behind it.
She hits that first one. I mean, last game she was 5 for 5 from the free throw line and coming in clutch. And I believe this is the moment she's been working towards.
And she's going to get one more chance.
And this opportunity, we've even had plays where we purposely missed the free throw for a chance for our offense getting a rebound, but I don't think they have that luxury tonight.
Hackley hits all 3.
And
No, it's waved off because of a lane violation against Michaela Rose, and because it was a violation against the offense, the point does not count.
And that's 2 back-to-back possessions for Rose. She's turned it over, throwing it to the bleachers, and on this one, just getting that violation on the free throw.
Trying to avoid the trap, they get it into Scharf. Dribbling out the clock, is finally fouled with over 3 seconds. They're going to adjust the game clock. Scharf just split a pair her last time. UC Riverside is out of timeouts. So that's why Coach Langston is discussing strategy. 2 free throws ices the game. 1 make leaves the door open for the Highlanders. And it's fitting that there's a chance for Amelia Scharf, who's the president of UC Irvine's Student Athlete Advisory Committee, has been a representative the last 2 years, instrumental from a leadership perspective at this institution, and opens the door after missing the first. 3.8 splits a pair. They get it into Polk. Rose. Hackley does not get the shot off in time. And it's the Anteaters defense getting the job done down the stretch. They make it 7 straight home wins, and they match their longest win streak of the season. It got dicey down the stretch, Carolyn, but they got the job done.
I had to hold my breath for a minute. I mean, it was so quiet in here on that free throw. You could hear a pin drop. But the Anteaters are able to come out on top this game, and you got to give credit for them being able to just finish out that first quarter. Definitely started off a bit rough for them, but be able to finish out and really lock in this win. I know this team is still going to have a lot of work to do in practice before they hit the travels to Hawaii.
Make sure to stay tuned for the post-game interview with head coach Tamara Inouye on AM 830. But the Anteaters withstand the last surge from UC Riverside. They split the season series. They avenged that loss earlier this month. Olivia Williams leading the way with 12 points. And the Anteaters move into sole possession of first place in the Big West. It got dicey down the stretch, but a fun finish here in Irvine. That'll do it for us. For our entire production crew, my partner Carolyn Gill, I'm Jonah Malkin saying thanks for watching on ESPN Plus, and stay tuned for the postgame interview on AM 830. Thanks for watching, and so long from the Brent Event Center.
We have Irvine. They defeated Riverside 56-53. UC Irvine did. So we had a good game in that one between Irvine and Riverside here.